Pokemon World Champions just finished up and crowned a new first-time champion, Luca Ceribelli. Congratulations to him and the other finalist, Yuta Ishigaki. Watching the World Championships, however, inspired me to dive into competitive Pokemon properly for the first time in my entire life. Now I've played some Pokemon since Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but never competitively other than a very, very brief stint in Sword and Shield. But I need a team first, so the first episode of this series I'm dubbing Road to the World Championships. I'm going to build a team and proceed to do 10 or more battles with it so I can get the feel of it. If you want to watch me jump into competitive Pokemon on YouTube for the first time, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment letting me know anything you think I can do better in terms of YouTube and Pokemon, and any changes that you think I can make to the team, my playing, and YouTube video making. But now we need a team. I wanted to make a team kind of based around Rillaboom. I'm a big fan of Rillaboom. It's a very good Pokemon. But obviously being very new, not very good at team building yet. But I know the basics, for a good move. So you gotta have Fake Out on. Fake Out, very good move. Watched a lot of Wolfie VGC. Everybody knows who he is at this point, though. I personally like Grassy Glide on any Rillaboom I've played with when it first came out in Sword and Shield. That's when I started playing. I watched a lot of Wolfie VGC around that time. Been watching him for a while now. Tried to learn as much watching him as possible, but you got to get into it to actually learn what you're doing. I think we need some U-turn on our Rillaboom, though. I like being able to pivot, get them fake outs on and off, be able to refresh Grassy Surge, and usually they put Wood Hammer on them, but yeah, right now Regulation H, Wood Hammer's the second highest used move, but high horsepower is a pretty good option too. But I think I'm gonna go Wood Hammer for them big explosive KOs that they can get. For an item, since we have Fake Out on there, can't really go with like a Choice Band set or anything. I liked Assault Vest for a while. Right now, can't. Regulation H on the main games hasn't even come out, but it's so new on Showdown. Don't even have items that we can go off of yet. So as of now, I'm gonna throw the Assault Vest on him. Terra type, Grass and Fire, two highest right now showing. It's the only ones that shows people using. I like Rillaboom Shiny. We're gonna throw him as Shiny. Personally, with a bunch of Incineroars running around, Goldango, Amoonguss, those are top 4 other than Rillaboom. Blood Moon's number 5. I think we're gonna go with the Terra type of Steel. Yeah, it's not really good against Incineroar, but you're not gonna really use a Rillaboom into Incineroar unless you have to anyway, without a high horsepower on there. But obviously we're gonna give him an adamant nature. Now I've tried team building and just kind of go specifics at first, go for specific KOs and stuff, but we're just gonna go pretty simple into it. Max out speed and attack and just throw in some the last point into defense. Now, building off of Rillaboom, from what the little bit I've dabbled in, I kind of like a Tailwind team. Right now, the top Tailwind user in the game, in terms of usage, the regulation H, is Pelipper, with Whimsicott close behind. But because I have a grass type, I'm going to go with Pelipper, which gives me access to Drizzle too, which might come into play later. But obviously for Tailwind, gotta have Tailwind in the moveset. Right now for Pelipper, Hurricane and Weather Ball are the other top two moves. But I'm going to throw Weather Ball on there, but I think I'm going to leave off Hurricane, throw on Protect. Oh, that's not Protect. And Wide Guard instead of Hurricane. For our Pelipper here, he doesn't need to be... He's not going to be hitting a ton of damage anyway. So we're just going to throw that on there, and then honestly, I don't think he's going to live too much hits from anything too damaging anyway. So we'll might as well just throw the rest into special attacks so Weather Ball does as much as we can. And then just throw the last point into defense. Now we got got a grass type and a water type. We want a fire type. And the number one used fire type right now is obviously the GOAT, Incineroar. Guy's been giving people nightmares for a while now. People know what's going on with him. Obviously, Fake Out, Parting Shot. I like Knockoff as my attacking move, and then right now the most common fourth slot is Flare Blitz, but I personally like Taunt. I like to have a Taunt user, and I very much into safety goggles for my Incineroar. Prevents the Amoonguss sleep, so I can do as much as possible while Incineroar is on the field. Can't get obviously put to sleep. And anything to do with powder moves. So lets us not get controlled by the most common redirector currently, Amoonguss. But Terra type also want Ghost on there. It's most common, but very good too, because it, avoids that Fake Out. kind of want something now that takes care of Goldango. Third most used Pokemon, very powerful, very very consistent spread move, steel type. But I also want something that can dish out a lot of damage. Since we got Pelipper, to throw on Arcaludon, and then Stamina would give us defense boost every single time, make us an absolute tank, and after a while not be able to get taken down. But Stalwart could be good too, because then he can't be redirected by a Moongus. That goddamn mushroom. But I'm not 100% sure for now. I'm gonna go with Stalwart. Right now, we're gonna go with Electro Shot top move, and then Draco Meteor, and Flash Cannon, and then for the last move, I'm not 100% sure right now. Could Body Press is a good option. Yeah, we'll go with Body Press and then throw on an Assault Vest just for extra survivability. And then we're going to give it a Modest Nature, 252 into special attack, and then we'll give it 252 into speed, so it can outspeed things, and let's put into defense just so Body Press does just a little bit more damage and a little bit better survivability. But now that we're using Body Press, switch to Stamina. So Body Press, if we need to dish out some Body Presses, we can build up the damage of those by just getting hit. Now we got our Arcaludon for that kind of covers Goldango, anything like that. And now we got a couple more holes to fill. Could have a Dragon Fairy Steel Core with Arcaludon kind of filling two of those. Right now, top fairy type is Whimsicott, but the next highest is Primarina, which I was enjoying using her with the little dabbling I did. I had throat spray on my Primarina, obviously liquid voice, so we can put hyper voice on it. And then Protect, just Protect's best move in the game. And then for this one, I'm going to throw Dazzling Gleam on there, and then Haze, because Dondozo's the third best water type in the game right now for damage wise, which obviously gets that boost with Tatsugiri, and then Haze can just kind of get rid of any other Pokemon's boosts as well. Grass type and Steel type are kind of the two Terra types I'm leaning into. Grass type is more beneficial, I think, because of the immunity to Spore or Powder moves and anything Amoonguss wants to do to us, really. Then we're gonna boost that special attack. Modest nature, throw in the 252 into there. And then I'm gonna make my Primarina, or let's change the nature, make it slower to a quiet nature. Just because Primarina is not exactly fast, so we can have it as a kind of counter to Trick Room. It's not quite slower than Blood Moon or Ursaluna,